Welcome back, everyone, to a series that I'm calling Sunday Night Lights. I was not here last week, but we saw Josh Mertz pick up a win in Scotland. Let's see how things will shape up on the grid tonight. With two drivers in the top five, will JC Simsport look to increase their lead, or will we see Josh Clogg try to secure a race win? NASA Rallycross Lites from Brands Hatch is next. Our venue tonight is the virtual Brands Hatch. The iconic circuit clocks in at 1.2 miles for the rallycross section. A total of 8 turns make up a lap, 4 in each direction. We start the lap at the Grand Prix start-finish line. Turn 1 takes us onto the dirt through turns 2, 3, and 4. There will be a small jump with a short asphalt section right after it before another left onto the dirt. Further down the track, the Joker entrance will be on driver's right before turn 8 brings us back around to the main straight. Our format for NASA Rallycross Lites is as follows. 18 cars will be split into 4 heat races, 6 lap apiece, Joker lap once. The top 2 from each heat will transfer to the feature, winner gets 3 bonus points and the runner-up gets 2. The rest of our competitors will be funneled into 2 semifinals, 5 lap races, Joker lap once. Those winners will also receive 1 bonus point. This sets the grid for the 10-car, 10-lap feature race, where points are awarded and trophies are handed out. Unique to NASA Rallycross, 2 Jokers are taken during the feature. The second round of Rallycross Lites begins tonight with Victor Vallee in the production truck. My name is Jared Lott, along with Cody Erdmann up in the commentary box. We welcome you tonight to the United Kingdom. Our coverage all season on ASN is brought to you by NordVPN. NordVPN, your gateway to online freedom and security. Protect your digital privacy with military-grade encryption, browse the web anonymously, and access your favorite content from anywhere in the world. Receive 63% off a 2-year plan at nordvpn.com/ASNTVUSA. Also, our cameras for this entire season are provided by trackcams22.com. And finally, our intro music was produced by our very own Alex Abetti. Coming into tonight's race at Brands Hatch, we have Josh Mertz as our number 1 driver in points, Josh Clogg only 5 points behind him, and Bryan Sawyer in 3rd in the standings. I have heard that he loves this track. Cody, I wasn't here last week. I wasn't sure if you caught anything, if you were racing. What are you thinking going into tonight here? What do you think we'll see?
Yeah, I was running last week. I think if I remember correctly, kind of ran mid-pack in the feature. Looking right now, we're missing our P2 in points. Josh Clogg is not here with us, so looks like it to me the Mertz versus Bryan Sawyer show at the moment, or we could possibly see someone else kind of work into the fray here. So working middle of qualifying right now. Josh has set down the fastest lap time so far with a 58.1. So let's see if anyone's got anything for him.
Very interesting indeed. I didn't even realize we were missing Josh Clogg until you mentioned it just now. Looks like we're actually missing 2 cars tonight. Our feature, oh no. Feature's only coming out to 16 cars instead of the 18 I had predicted here. Josh Mertz, pretty secure lead. Looks like a 0.4 second gap on Wesley Wickens there in qualifying. I mean, we're just seeing how things shaping out now. They do have just 2 minutes left, so let's see if anyone can get out there and throw down a better lap than that. Bryan Sawyer is the one in 2nd place there. Wesley Wickens in 3rd. Kaplinger running 4th currently. Seeing a couple laps come out now. Devin Hughes just popped up into the 9th position with a 59.6. David Doothwaite as well jumps a couple there with a 59.4. I mean, it looks like drivers are just kind of, I know they had the warm-up before this, but definitely getting familiar with the track conditions reset and all. I'm not exactly sure how the cars grip here. I didn't get a chance to drive this one, but I know this circuit is iconic. I know these guys probably know it. So let's see what can shape up tonight.
Yeah, the track will definitely wear in, especially around the hairpin before the jump. That spot, it wears in because it's on top of the asphalt. So once they wear it down to the asphalt, it starts really gripping up. So I don't think we'll really see that in qualifying, but definitely maybe at the end of the feature we will see it. So something to keep an eye out for. And yeah, Wesley was another one that was kind of right on the back bumper of Bryan and Josh, or both Josh's and Bryan. So he could be a dark horse tonight for sure. Is one of the new drivers to the JC Sim Sports squad.
Devin Hughes now throwing down a new fastest lap with a 59.0. That is still 1.4 off of Josh Mertz's best lap. 30 seconds left here in qualifying. It doesn't look like we have that many cars left on track. Trying to see if we have anyone here. I don't believe I see anyone on track anymore. We're just waiting for qualifying to end at this point. It looks like Bryan Sawyer is still out on track. Since he's out on track, he'll be able to finish this one. No, he will not. Session kicked him right out. Let's take a look at our grid for Heat 1. We have Josh Mertz starting in the first position, pole position. Devin Hughes, number 2. Jake Robichaux in number 3. And Gerald DeFino in the 4th.
A little reminder, last week, Josh Mertz had a problem with the initial start of his heat race where the car didn't want to get into gears, so something to keep an eye out for.
Keep an eye out here, see who gets off the jump off the line. Waiting for everyone to get on the grid now.
I'm Heat 2, I'm stupid.
Green flag, here we go. We've got the two teams. Well, I guess it's just Josh's team up there on the front line coming down the first corner. Josh, actually, it looks like Hughes pulled ahead. I didn't realize they have the same exact car almost. Into the first corner. Onto the dirt here. Looks like Hughes is pulling out decently ahead. Seems like he just got a better run through the dirt there. I know you don't want to run very wide. Drifting may look cool, but it does not give you the speed that you need. Our back three cars are kind of bunching up as Devin just runs away with this one, putting 1.5 seconds up on Josh Mertz already. Back three cars getting a little close there, going through the dirt section. Almost hits the outside wall. I'm not sure if there was any contact there. Jake Robichaux right on the rear bumper of Gerald DeFino. 1.4 seconds and closing. Looks like someone's going for the Joker straight away.
Yeah, Josh looking to take the Joker. Joker's a little bit slower on this circuit. Just it's not much though. So, is unfortunately now these two guys are gonna have a run on him and down in turn 1 and see if Robichaux does something with it.
Came right out in front of him there. Robichaux wasn't paying attention. There could have been a little bit of instant. DeFino right on the bumper of him going into turn 1 there. Looks like there might have been a little bit of contact. Both the drivers came out fine on that one. Once again, Devin Hughes just putting an absolutely massive lead, up to 3 seconds now out ahead. These guys in the back, the battle's a little more interesting though. Side by side through the dirt. Robichaux definitely got a better line there. Looks like DeFino gripped up a little too much on the sausage curb. Over the jump into the uphill dirt section here. Still chasing him down. Looks like the battle lane is letting Josh Mertz run a little bit away. He's got a 1.5 second gap on those guys behind.
As now Devin takes a Joker along with DeFino, it looks like. So Robichaux will be the last one to take his Joker.
See if he comes out ahead here. Came out just a decent bit ahead. Doesn't look like DeFino got the best Joker there. Bit of a tough line. I noticed there is definitely a couple bumps on the entrance. Josh Mertz throwing down a fastest lap of 58.75. He's caught up to his teammate there, Devin Hughes. On board with him now. You can just see the rear bumper. Those cars look almost identical, save for the Irish flag on top of Josh's car. Side by side, getting real close there just before the jump. Tiny asphalt section. Going uphill now. Josh looking to go around the inside. Looks like Hughes is going to close the door still. Gets a little on the grass. I'm not sure if that's going to be a track limits violation here. Side by side. Neither of these guys have to Joker. Going through the final set of corners. Hughes looks for the inside line. Josh is looking to go back around. Pull a little switcheroo on him. Down the final straight now.
That was definitely where the experience was showing. I think Josh saw that he was going to overshoot that corner. Now he's got the preferred line down into 1. See if Josh overshoots it.
Brakes definitely a little heavy there. Manages to make it stick going onto the dirt so far. getting up on the bumps there. I'm not entirely sure if there's any advantage to that on this track. I know certain tracks getting that little bump can save you some time. Not exactly sure.
There's a couple little grip lanes you want to be catching through that section, so.
Looking still at the front now. Josh Mertz growing the gap on Devin Hughes there. On the back, we're seeing about 3 seconds to Gerald DeFino in third. And then behind him, 1.5 seconds, Jake Robichaux. Everyone is jokered so far, so we won't see any late strategies come out. Looks like Mertz just has to hold on to it for the next couple laps here. Seems like it's pretty much a done deal as long as he doesn't make any big mistakes. Yep. Another fastest lap there, 58.59.
Got to give Mertz credit. He kind of struggled there off the start, but then he good rally to get him back into P1.
Looking forward or further back on the field now. Looks like DeFino starting to close the gap a little bit on Hughes. It was 3 seconds last I looked. It's down to 2.5 now. Still a bit of a big gap to tackle here, and I believe 2 laps left. Looking to see, looks like he might have made a mistake. The gap is just growing now up to almost 6 seconds. I didn't catch it there on my screen.
Hughes just made a mistake.
Hughes locked up, or did he over-rotate a little bit there? Actually seen some damage to that car that wasn't there before. Oh, he's got rear end damage, goes off into the grass. Hopefully he'll be able to recover that. Dropping back down to last now. Looks like he's just going to tow that car. DeFino now getting a good look at the transfer position. For some reason he's not showing up on the name timing screen there. Looks like the gaps are a little too big. No jokers left coming into the final lap now. Josh Mertz, it's not even showing the gap. That's how far ahead he is at this point. Looks like that race is going to be his unless he makes a couple mistakes here. I don't believe so. DeFino sending it into the uphill dirt there. Looks like the grass definitely is the preferred line. You're getting a little bit of grip out on there before you get on the asphalt, just a bit of a tighter line. Josh Mertz approaching the finish line now. He is going to take P1 for Heat 1. He will transfer to the feature, along with Gerald DeFino in second. Jake Robichaux in third, and Devin Hughes in fourth, though technically that would be a DNF. Josh Mertz, like you said, definitely showing that experience he's got coming into this one. Next heat, Heat 2, Bryan Sawyer in the pole position. Joey Morissette starting second, David Doothwaite in third, and Robbie Kirtley in fourth. I didn't realize he was here tonight. I know he wasn't here
Robbie, you were right.
for the open test, so it's good to see him out on the track.
Not sure if we're going to have Joey.
God.
Looks like he's having connection problems, so definitely could be a thing.
Waiting to see if maybe we get a grid hold here.
I'm scared.
Other 3 cars are on the grid just waiting for the green. Looks like Morissette is not going to make it back in time. Bryan Sawyer getting a bit of a lazy jump on the start there. Doothwaite definitely looking up the inside, alongside with Kirtley back there. Cars kind of bunching up, almost contact between them through this tight dirt section. Bryan Sawyer starting to pull ahead. I know he absolutely loves this track. So let's see how he does shaping up in heat number 2 here. Gap is definitely growing. 1.5 seconds between Doothwaite and the leader, Bryan Sawyer. Coming now to the uphill dirt section on board with Doothwaite. Gap further growing now up to 2 seconds. Coming around here to the final corner. No jokers yet. A little bit of drift action there. Looks like he got a little too much grip on the asphalt. Definitely did not compensate for that one there. Kirtley's going to make a move because of it. Going around the outside here, coming into turn 1. Let's see if he'll make it stick. On the brakes a little bit later, diving deep. See if he can hold on to it going into the dirt. Definitely gets a bit of a wider angle there. Manages to correct it in time and is holding on. Due to weight into the wall. Just blows the engine on that. Looks like we're only going to have our 2 cars racing here unless he can get back out in time. But looks like he's just going to be parking that in the pit box for now.
It'll be nice, easy practice laps here now for Robbie and Bryan, unfortunately.
Yeah, it looks like Bryan is definitely running away as well with that battle back there. I mean, it's... Oh, actually, the gap is a little interesting now. It's only 4 seconds. Bryan's going to take his Joker now. Over the bumps, like I said, you can see him there. They just look absolutely vicious. Couple on the exit as well. A little hard to hold on to the car there for sure.
Which, fun little thing here. Bryan and Robbie are P3 and 4 in points after the first round, so... Definitely these two are going to be needing it, especially with Clog not being here. These two are essentially now going to be second and third. And unfortunately, Joey, he was P5 in points, so not a good start for him tonight.
No, it's a little shame that they had some connection issues, but, you know, you can only account for so many things here. Looks like the gap is actually closing between Kirtley and Bryan Sawyer. Kirtley with the best lap of 59.739. On board now in the uphill dirt section. Kirtley still looking to close the gap. I mean, the win doesn't matter unless you want the bonus points. These guys are both going to the feature no matter what.
Yeah, especially for Bryan, the bonus points here are going to be crucial. Is with him being in a tight points battle with Josh. Josh has been pretty spot on the last 2 seasons.
I believe he is the 2-time, right?
2-time and 2-time in defending. He's actually been the only Lites champion we've had so far.
Into turn 1, Robbie Kirtley with another fastest lap of 58.899. Just a few tenths faster than Bryan Sawyer. Bryan's best lap looking at a 59.03. Bit of an interesting line through the dirt there. Not sure if taking it tight was the best move. I mean, like I said, you don't want to drift these cars. As cool as it looks, it is not good for speed. Gap now definitely growing a little bit. Robbie is still holding on, but it's just fluctuating from anywhere 1.7 up to 2.5 now. I believe only Bryan has jokered. I don't know. Oh, Robbie's going to take his now. Speak of. Both drivers will have completed the joker now. So looks like Bryan might just run away with this one with the added time that put on for Robbie.
Yeah, we're coming to 2 to go here.
I mean, there's not much to talk about here. Looks like Bryan's just going to try and run away with this one.
Robbie just clipped the inside wall. Gave him a decent amount of damage, but he's still going to transfer through.
Yeah, the front right is all banged up on that car. I mean, at this point, he just has to finish the race. I don't even know if he has to finish the race, to be honest with you, but just some good practice laps for the feature here. Gap growing now, almost up to 6 seconds. I think it's safe to say it's a done deal. Bryan, he's just showing a good level of skill with this car. He definitely knows this track as much as he may hate it. Running a little wide there, but setting him up for the final corner. He'll take the white flag on this one, just 1 to go. Looks like Robbie might have made another mistake a little further back. The gap just keeps growing. It was at 5 seconds last time I looked. Now it's up to 7.
Yeah, it looks like I think that damage on the right front, he's really struggling to keep it straight. I think it's the toes all knocked out of it, so it doesn't want to drive properly.
Yeah, I'm sure he's driving at a 45-degree angle on his wheel right now.
Car is super unstable. These things, they're fun to beat and bang, but you clip a tire barrier or a wall just right, and it knocks the toe out, and they become the most dreadful things to drive on the planet.
Yeah, it looks like that's definitely affecting his time. It is ever growing now to 8.5 seconds. Not sure if he's having an issue. It looks like he definitely is. He's barely managing to stay on the track back there. Coming through here, you can just see the rear end almost kind of wants to kick out on it, on the asphalt, which is not exactly what you want. Bryan Sawyer is going to take the checkered flag up ahead. Robbie Kirtley coming in a tight second. I know, 8 seconds. Very small gap to close there. And David Doothwaite in our third position here. Shame we couldn't have Morissette here. Hopefully he'll come back next week a little rejuvenated. Coming into heat number 3 now, we have Wesley Wickens on the pole position. Ed Boyles Jr. in number 2, Matty Grove in number 3, and Olivier Rateau in the 4. I don't believe personally I've seen Wesley race. He might have been there during the first test, but I'm excited to see what he can do here. Just waiting on the grid now for the green flag. Looks like Wickens going to get a really good jump on the inside there, going almost 4 wide off the start. Boyles looking right behind Wickens. We're going almost 3 wide into the first turn onto the dirt. Wickens is going to make it stick and stay out ahead of Matty Grove. I know Matty Grove has a lot of good pace. He's looking up the inside here on the dirt. Let's see if he can make it stick. Wickens is looking back around. Matty can't close the door in time. Side by side over the jump, almost perfectly synchronized there. Heading into the uphill now. Grove has the inside line. Wickens takes a bit of an interesting line there to get back right behind him. You can see the toe coming in there, just a little bit on these cars. Coming up to the final corner, no one jokers yet, I believe. It looks like Rateau in the very back went into the joker. Yep, we can see them there. Coming up to the final corner now, Matty Grove still ahead. Wickens right behind him, though. Let's see if anybody goes for a move here. He's going to hop into the toe for a little bit down the main straight. He's looking on the inside. On the brakes about the same time. Ooh, looks like he almost made it stick there. Wickens is going to go back around. Matty definitely got a little bit of the taste of the wall there. These first 3 drivers are really close. Looks like there was a little bump onto Grove there from Boyles. No incident there. Both the drivers still continue. I mean, we have a really tight battle between these top 3. This is making it to be a very interesting Heat 3.
Yeah, I was surprised that Wickens didn't take the joker there on the first time. That would have set him back and given him some clear track, but he kind of took it the hard way, getting him into turn 1. See if anyone takes a joker here to kind of... If I was Grove, I probably would.
Looks like we're going to have Boyles go for the joker.
Although he runs really wide.
Basically drifting up against the wall there, yeah. Wesley Wickens still ahead of Matty Grove here. Neither of these drivers yet to joker, so we're seeing a bit of some later strategies right now. Coming down to the first corner. Definitely closing the gap. Looks like Grove was a little bit better on the brakes there. Into the dirt section now. Just a tiny gap between them, 0.2 seconds. Grove is definitely looking to get a move done here soon. We'll see who takes the joker first. Definitely a bit of a war of attrition here. Grove looking at the inside. He seems to have the better line through here, just getting that front left on the grass. A little bit more grab when you get on the grass. Down now towards the joker. Grove is going to go for the joker on this lap. Let's see if he comes out ahead of Boyles. Looks like he is by a decent bit. Wickens yet to joker, but he's still running away with this one. Pretty good 3-second gap here almost now. Rateau kind of lagging behind, 7 seconds behind Ed Boyles all the way in the back. Wesley Wickens with the fastest lap, 59.023. That's marginally faster than some of the drivers here. We have a minute lap for Matty Grove and a 59.3 for Ed Boyles. Which is interesting because Grove has looked fast, but I guess just being held up in these battles, you can't really get those times out.
Yeah, he's just been hung up in traffic. This is, I think, where Matt's going to shine now. He has a nice run through the uphill left-hander. Let's see if Wickens counters with the joker.
I think it would be wise to... Oh, he does not go for the joker on this lap, so it looks like he's going to go for a final lap joker. Gonna see if he can just get enough gap up. I know there's not much time loss on this joker here, but if you make a mistake over those bumps, that's basically who knows how much time loss, because Matty would be on the asphalt, a lot more grip there, a lot more speed there.
As Wes was 3/10 faster that last lap, so ooh, smacked it really crossed up there in the back of the picture. So
His time isn't
Definitely
hurting too
pushing it.
much from that one, so it wasn't a huge mistake. Oil's actually kind of closing the gap here to Matty Grove. Like we said, Wickens is going to have to joker here. Or on the next lap. It would be probably smarter to joker now. Looks like he is going to go for it, braking hard onto the dirt over those
Runs
bumps.
kind of wide and slow, to be honest.
Manages to correct it back to that inside line, though. See how far out he comes ahead of Matty Grove here. Looking like a 1 second gap, so he did definitely lose a lot of time there. Almost 2 seconds there on Matty Grove. Definitely within sending distance now, I'd say, for Grove. They come onto the dirt. Looks like Grove actually has a little bit of front end damage. Not sure where he got that from.
Ooh. Oil's
Looks
clipped
like
the inside wall there.
Yeah, it looks like he clipped the wall. Hopefully that won't damage his suspension. Oil's probably some suspension damage there. Looks like he can't quite get the grip he wants on the dirt. Looking back now to our leaders. Not much of a gap between them now. Going down to just under a second. Matty Grove is going to have to get something done here in the final corner, but I think he might just be too far back to get it done at this point. Coming up to the finish line now. No chance for a move there. Wesley Wickens is going to secure the victory here in heat number 3. Running in number 2, Matty Grove's going to transfer to our feature. Ed Boyles in 3rd and Olivier Rateau in 4th.
Great race, Eddie.
Heading now to our final heat before the semifinals. We have, starting first, Eric Kaplinger, 2nd, Dan Carrito, 3, Eric Dubois, and 4th, Joseph DiGiacomo. I don't think I saw DiGiacomo during the test. Be interested to see what he can do here.
No, Joseph and Dan both part of the 845 squad.
Oh, so we have teammates racing each other here.
Yeah, and then Slaypacks and the Volkswagen Automotive Group.
Oh, it looks like someone got a little bit of an early jump there. I believe that's Dubois.
Yeah, I believe that was Dubois there.
Green flag. Looks like Kaplinger is not going to get a great jump. Carrito alongside him here. Definitely breaks a little bit later going into turn 1. Someone runs very wide back there. That would be DiGiacomo running a bit wide. Manages to hold on to it. Kaplinger starting to build a little bit of a lead here through the dirt. Dan Carrito chasing him now over the jump. Tiny asphalt section before this uphill left. Seemed like some drivers are having a bit of a hard time with this corner. I know that inside grass line can really get you some grip, but it seems like the entry is just a little bit difficult.
Yeah, it's got a because you almost start braking on the asphalt and then it transfers to the dirt. So like your initial slowdown is super quick, and then once you hit the dirt, it slides out. So you got to kind of time it correctly, and then which is a fairly tricky corner, and then you got to flick it into the corner. Some drivers like to use a little bit of handbrake into there, and some don't. So it also depends on when the track is wearing. So I think that's probably one of the more trickiest corners on the track.
Definitely looks like it. Carrito had a bit of a good look there coming into the first corner. There was only a 0.4 second gap between them, but it seems like Kaplinger is just able to outbrake him. Definitely seeing some strengths and weaknesses come out here for these drivers. Our back two are actually closer than our front two. Dubois looking to get something done on Joseph DiGiacomo here into the uphill left.
Yeah,
Gap is growing now. Yeah, it looks like he lost a couple tenths going into that uphill. Like you said, it's just a little bit of a difficult transition. Two drivers are going to go for the Joker at the same time here. Looks like Dubois runs very wide.
We haven't updated track state yet, so right now, this is probably going to be the most grippiest track some of these drivers will see all night long. So a little bit different than on the nice fresh track.
I was going to say Kaplinger set our fastest lap. Oh, he did by a second. DiGiacomo with a big mistake in the back there. Gave up the third position to Dubois. Still not much time between them. Battle for the lead is heating up. We've got action all over the place right now. Kaplinger looking to increase the gap for that left-hander. He seems to be strong through there while some other drivers struggle a little bit. Looks like he's going to take his joker now. See if Dan Carrito can get the move done around the asphalt there. Definitely getting a lot more speed. Let's see how they exit. Kaplinger coming out very slow. A 1.7 second and growing gap between them now going into the first corner.
As Carrito has yet to take the joker, so we'll keep an eye on that, as it'll probably even out here once Carrito takes a joker.
He sets the fastest lap that lap with a 58.764. Let's see if he can grow the gap here. Looking at 1.3 seconds right now. He did have to be pretty quick through that joker section to keep his lead, it looks like. Cars are definitely starting to space out a little bit. 1.5 seconds to Dubois from DiGiacomo. Things were definitely heating up there for a little bit. I mean, it was interesting to see for almost 3 laps there. All of our cars were kind of bunched together. Carrito's going to go for the joker now. Does not choose to grow his gap. Definitely gets a better run than Kaplinger did when he went through. Let's see if he can hold on to the lead or at least come out alongside. Coming out, not too much time between them. The dirt is just not so grippy there. Kaplinger is going to hold on to the first spot going into the first corner. Onto the dirt now. Carrito gets a bit of a tighter entrance. Definitely a bit of a better line. A lot less drifting than Kaplinger.
Yeah, it seems to be a little bit more neat and tidy here. And he seems to be closing in a little bit. We could have a battle for the win of the final heat race.
Over the jump, the small asphalt section before that uphill. It's, you know, I hate to say it, but I feel like that's definitely going to be the bane of a lot of, you know, races tonight, whether it's the semifinal or the feature. I just think a lot of drivers really do struggle with that one. And honestly, I don't blame them. Uphill turns, when you have to brake hard like that, they just suck flat out. It's even in a road car, it's hard to get those done. So I couldn't imagine with these light Beetles going from asphalt onto the dirt. I mean, it's just got to be complete loss of grip almost.
Yeah, it's definitely probably one of the most trickiest corners on the circuit and in our whole series in general. So we take the white flag here.
White flag now, as you said, coming down to turn 1. Carrito still closing the gap down to 0.6 seconds now. Even further down now as he takes a much better line through the dirt there. Carrito on the rear bumper of Kaplinger. Just more neat and tidy, getting the tight line. He's alongside him now over the jump. Gonna see another almost synchronized moment. Looks like Kaplinger actually got a little bit of a better run there. Both drivers tight on the inside line, trying not to give each other any opportunities. Carrito definitely looking, filling up the mirrors of that pink, well, I guess it's not pink on the screen, the car of Eric Kaplinger there. Going for the move around the outside in the final corner. Looks like he'll try for a little switchback here. Doesn't get the right grip entirely. Tries not to run onto the dirt there. We've got a tight run down here to the finish. Looks like, I'm gonna have to look at the timing on that one. Looks like Eric Kaplinger came away with it with 0.26 seconds between them.
Yeah, as I remember a couple seasons ago, it almost could have been the Nitro Circus days where we had a nice door-to-door battle to the end there. So nice close racing between them two. Love to see the respect.
Alrighty. Coming into semifinal, our C main, Jake Robichaux in the pole position, Ed Boyles in number 2, Devin Hughes in the 3rd slot, and Olivier Rateau in 4th. Green flag. Looks like Ed Boyles is going to get a good jump there over on Jake Robichaux. Coming down to the first corner, Robichaux still along on the inside. Heavy on the brakes goes Ed Boyles way around the outside. Manages to make it stick coming into the dirt here. Track is definitely looking a little bit worn at this point. Like you said, that might give a little more grip than these drivers are expecting.
Ooh, a little bit.
We got a little side-by-side there. Looks like Olivier Rateau is going to sneak by the inside. Oh, a little beating and banging over the jump. Sends Robichaux onto the grass. Still tight between our first three cars here. Looks like Devin Hughes is actually looking right on the rear bumper of Rateau right now. Boyle's just kind of running away as the battling behind him is just setting these cars back. Rounding the final few corners now. Devin Hughes literally on the rear bumper of Olivier Rateau. Trying to get that drag. Coming up to the first corner now, down the GP straight. No timing there for any moves, doesn't look like. Just too much of a gap between them. Hughes is holding on though. Rateau definitely still hanging in there. The gap has stayed pretty consistent between them. Over a couple of bumps, Hughes has just closed the gap again instantly. Looks like he's very strong in that little bumpy section there. Actually, contact between them. Rateau saves that one going over the jump. Hughes looking around the outside, halfway on the grass there. Into the uphill, sends it up the inside, gets the move done. Robichaux hits the wall in the front there. Looks like Rateau actually hit the outside wall there. Might have gotten a slowdown. Or some sort of other issue. Not entirely sure what's going on with them. We'll look ahead now. Our leader, Ed Boyle, is just running away with this one. 3.5 seconds up on Devin Hughes. Looks like Rateau might have some bigger issues. They're almost completely stationary on the track right now. Oh, they're back now in the Joker here. Fastest lap for Ed Boyle is a 59.541.
I say we remember in Heat 1 there, Devin was super quick, keeping up with our defending champion, so see if he can try to rally up to Ed Boyles and give him a run for his money here. Is only the winner transfers, so got to keep that in mind.
Yep, just one car going to our feature. Looks like something might have happened back there with Jake Robichaux. He's got 12 seconds down on Devin Hughes. So really looks like our battle here is between Ed Boyles and Devin Hughes. Just 2.2 seconds between them. Devin Hughes is going to take the Joker this time round. Let's see who hasn't taken the Joker so far.
That was a really nice Joker there by Devin Hughes. I say if you can catch it right, there's like 3 bumps and 2 of them, if you catch them with enough speed, you can kind of jump off of one down onto the other. So, which that's what Devin did there.
Looks like neither Boyles nor Robichaux have taken their Jokers yet. If Devin can play his cards right, he might be able to close the gap in time, but looking at 3.5 seconds growing now, it's going to be tough to do. Towards the back, looking back now, Rateau is catching up to Jake Robichaux after their big moment there. 0.5 seconds between them. Over the jump now.
As Boyles does not Joker at the moment, so.
Looks like Boyles might be going for a last lap Joker here.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Rateau and Robichaux, not much action, but they are the closest cars on track right now. With Devin Hughes still a 4-second gap on Ed Boyles there. Half a second faster, looks like, for Hughes there on that last lap. Looks like nothing's going to boil up here between these two cars in the back. I'm going to take a look back ahead now. We can actually see Devin Hughes in the background of Ed Boyles Jr. there, so the gap is not as big as it may sound. Let's see if Ed Boyles can make this Joker work. It's about a 2-second delta coming out of there. Heading in now. Over the first set of bumps. Gonna run it a little tight there. Actually kind of a midsection line. Definitely a good run there. Holding on to the car. Lots of grip through there right now. Coming out with just 1 second between them. Hughes is not going to be able to make that time back. Ed Boyles is going to take the win here in semifinal number 1. Devin Hughes second, Jake Robichaux third, and Olivier Rateau in fourth.
As we'll see Ed in the features. So on to LCQ number 2.
Looks like the back couple of cars are crossing the finish line now. I didn't realize there was that much of a gap between them. It felt like it was definitely should have been over already. I was looking at my watch like, is this done yet? Heading into semifinal number 2, we have David Duthwaite on the pole position, Eric Dubois number 2, Morissette, I'm not sure if he's back, and DiGiacomo in the 4th. Looks like Morissette is still not here, yeah.
So 3 cars for 1 spot.
Definitely going to make things a little more interesting, I would say. Green flag, here they go.
3 wide.
3 wide, yeah, down into the first corner here. Dubois very heavy on the brakes, almost locks it up, hits the outside wall there. Duthwaite looking to make back that lost time. Looks like Dubois might have taken on a little bit of damage there. He's not able to take a clean line. Duthwaite takes the lead there. Looks like Dubois is kind of holding up the Giacomo at this point, but Dubois makes a big mistake. Oh no, that was Duthwaite. My apologies. Duthwaite makes a big mistake over the big sausage curb there. Looks like we just have Dubois and DiGiacomo to contend here. Not much time between them, less than a second. Heading down to the final set of corners now. Looking nice and tidy for Dubois up here in the lead. He's definitely growing that gap a little bit, up to 1.2 seconds now. Coming across to finish lap 1. Dubois still in the lead. Looks like Duthwaite has a almost 5.2 second gap behind to Joseph DiGiacomo. So, you know, he might not be able to recover from that. Riding on board now with DiGiacomo, chasing down Dubois. See if he can get anything done through the dirt here. Both these drivers have looked pretty good through the dirt, taking a wider line. You can actually see it's definitely a little less dirt on that line. You can see the track definitely starting to wear in over the jump now. Coming up to that, you know, titular uphill left-hander. Getting a little bit of the grass just to get the grip there. Dubois still ahead by 1.4 seconds now. Gap is definitely growing. See if either driver goes for the Joker. Dubois is not going to go for the Joker. Looks like DiGiacomo will. Let's see how he comes out from this one.
Oh, as he caught the curb.
Got the rear end up in the air there. That's definitely going to lose you some time. Looks like Duthwaite has actually managed to catch it back up there. Just 1 second between them. Fastest lap for this session, 1 minute, .551. That's actually the slowest time I believe we've seen in any session so far. Giacomo makes a little bit of a mistake there going into the first set of turns. Duthwaite looking now at a 0.7 second gap through this dirt section, just trying to chase down DiGiacomo. Let's see if anybody makes a mistake over these sausage curbs here. Running a little tight for Duthwaite there. Over the jump to the uphill left-hander now. Duthwaite looks like he's going to brake a little too late going into that. Actually goes for an inside transfer line. Almost makes it, but DiGiacomo closed the door in time. Still on his bumper. Looks like Dubois and Duthwaite still have the Joker. Duthwaite's going to go now. Giacomo does not need the Joker, so some good strategy coming out there.
Dubois also just finished his Joker, so
okay, looks like
strategy is done.
Yeah. No more strategy now, so any overtakes will be on pure pace alone. Not sure if we're going to see that now, though.
Yeah, Dubois checked out. He ran a really good time there.
Dubois 4 seconds ahead of DiGiacomo. And Duthwaite, after that Joker, is 2.5 seconds behind DiGiacomo. Not sure what happened. Just must not have had a good exit coming onto the asphalt there. Maybe a couple mistakes in the Joker. But like I said, you know, this track is really starting to grip up in the dirt section now, so maybe these drivers will start taking some different lines that we haven't seen yet, or maybe they'll be sticking in that little rut. Giacomo runs wide on the uphill left-hander, closing the gap. Duthwaite now down to 1 second. It was at 3.5 not long ago. Coming up to the final set of corners. Dubois is going to take the white flag. We'll keep our eyes back here for now, though, because it is still a 7-second gap to Dubois in front. He runs a 59.755, fastest lap of the session. Half a second between these drivers now. DiGiacomo, I'm not sure if he took on damage. The front end is looking a little messy there. To the dirt, running a bit wide. Just nice to transfer over for that inside line. Doesn't really get the grip he wants there. Dewthwaite is right on him over the jump. Onto that uphill left-hander. Hits the sausages on the outside. Dewthwaite's going to close the gap there. Tries to look around the inside. Not going to get anything done yet. Still not missing anything up front. Dubois just running away with this one. Coming around the couple last corners now. Dewthwaite still looking to get something done here. DiGiacomo runs a little wide. Dewthwaite trying to get something done. I don't think he's going to be able to do it in time now. Even with that draft, he's just not going to get it done. Straight to results now. Dubois first, DiGiacomo second, and David Dewthwaite in third. Dubois is going to transfer. Alrighty, before qualifying ends up here, let's hear a quick message from our sponsors.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to nordvpn.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Side nearly 3 wide of Met and Palacio. Front bumper of a Betty down to turn 2. Clog takes the lead. Real still hasn't jokered inside. Clog on McKenna. Contact between them. Well, Romain Rateau has led all evening long, but Schofield to the inside, and he makes it stick. Funny story about Bryan Sawyer. He showed up to the track 5 minutes ago with 0 practice, and each lap increasing in pace for the man from Wisconsin. Mertz deep on the brakes in the 812, clobbering the curve to get by Olivier Rateau.
left, Josh.
We welcome you back to round 2 of our Light series here at Brands Hatch. Once again, with Victor Vallee in the production truck, my name is Lott, and I am joined by Cody Erdmann in the commentary box. Our coverage in off-season is on ASN is brought to you by NordVPN. NordVPN, your gateway to online freedom and security. Protect your digital privacy with military-grade encryption, browse the webs anonymously, and access your favorite content from anywhere in the world. Receive 63% off a 2-year plan at nordvpn.com/ASNTVUSA. Also, our cameras for the entire season are provided by TrackCams22.com. Finally, our intro music was produced by our very own Alex Abetti. So we're here. Looks like qualifying is just about to start now. Warm-up just wrapped up. We do still have 10 minutes on the qualifying almost. Oh, looks like qualifying is done. Oh, sorry, my script is wrong here. Not exactly sure why my script is showing qualifying for this one. Let's take a look at the grid now. Josh Mertz on pole, Bryan Sawyer number 2, Wesley Wickens in the 3rd, Eric Kaplinger in 4th, Gerald DeFino in number 5, Robbie Kirtley 6th, Matty Grove in 7, Dan Crito 8, Ed Boyles Jr. in 9, and Eric Dubois rounding out our 10 cars. Just a reminder, this is a 10-lap race with 2 jokers. So interesting to see what kind of strategy is going to come out here.
And pretty much every team that we have here, most of the teams are all 2-car teams that made the feature. JC Simsport, Volkswagen Automotive Group, 845, Slapex, and then there's 2 single cars. So we're about to go green here.
All cars on the grid.
I think we are missing one more.
Oh. Waiting for the green flag now. Bryan Sawyer gets a good jump on Josh Mertz there. Coming now 3 wide almost at turn 1. Kaplinger is going to back out. Bryan Sawyer going around the outside. A little bumping and banging between them. Josh is almost around. Manages to recover it in time. He's definitely going to be hunting down.
Oh,
looks like Wickens, got sent off track there. Gets hit again by Robbie Kirtley. Things are shaping up a little interesting here. Mertz somehow came back to the lead. I was looking off monitor at our main feed here. Side by side into the uphill left-hander. Looks like Bryan Sawyer is going to run way wide, not managing to hold on.
Kaplinger goes around off the back.
Kaplinger does a nice little pirouette there. Looks like that was self-inflicted. Haven't seen much contact besides the opening there. I mean, these 10-lap races, they're always a little hectic.
And remember, we have 2 jokers here, so.
Interesting to see how strategy is going to shape up. Gaps all over the place. I can't even look at any of them right now. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, though, make sure you leave a like on this stream. We absolutely love doing this, so it'd be great if you guys like the stream. Always come back. Every Sunday we'll be here. Cars still bunching up. Looks like 5 or 6 in the front pack here. Robbie Kirtley actually dropped out. Looks like he must have taken on too much damage. So we are down to 9 cars now.
I believe I think he got a penalty. I think he rolled on the start. I gave him a penalty there, so.
Looking back now at the battle here between Matty Grove and Gerald DeFino. Looks like our smallest gap on the field right now. 0.5 seconds between them. Actually, a little further back, Carrito and Ed Boyles Jr. are very close. I mean, there's just like 5 cars here that are all bunched up right now.
As we got Mertz taking the joker, so I'll give Bryan the lead here. Okay, so rack up on your tally there. Mertz joker number 1 complete. So
interesting always to see how these strategies play out. I mean, you know, it's unique that we do 2 jokers here. It definitely adds a little bit of a different element. So it's interesting to see, you know, what drivers think of, because you can't just joker on the last lap like you might in a regular heat race. You got to think about, okay, I took my first one, so you just got to think about when the second one is. Gaps all over the place on the field right now. These top 4 are pretty tight. Looking like 4 seconds from Gerald DeFino up to Bryan Sawyer. Just a nice little 4-car pack here. Almost 5 if you count in Dan Carrito too. He's only 1.7 behind Gerald DeFino.
Yeah, we got a nice freight train as Matty Grove takes a joker now, along with Bryan Sawyer. So
that's like 1 joker for a couple of drivers now. Looks like I'm counting 5 total. So half the pack's done half their jokers. Interesting to see how the rest is going to play out. Looks like Dubois is actually going to come out way back ahead of Dan Carrito. Eric Kathlinger dropping back to the 9th position. Sure, that's not where he wants to be. A little pack of 3 cars here on the dirt, led by Eric Dubois, followed by Dan Carrito and Boyles. Ed Boyles there, right on the rear bumper of Dan Carrito, coming up to this uphill left-hander. Seems like a lot of overtakes are going to go here.
Ooh, is Dubois in the wall?
Dubois in the wall, up the top of the hill there. That's got to be just a tough spot to recover from. Almost backing out into traffic. Manages to get out of the way in time, though, so no incident there.
And Matty Grove and Mertz taking their second jokers. So Sawyer's going to be back in the lead now, but he still has to take 1 joker.
Yep, Josh is definitely closing the gap on him here. You know, for saying he hates this track, Bryan Sawyer's doing awfully well. I know that jump and that uphill, into that uphill, it's just brutal, like we've said 1,000 times tonight. So I can't imagine that's quite enjoyable, but it's making for some interesting racing. I'll say that for sure. Looks like everyone's jokered except for Gerald DeFino. He has not done 1 joker yet. Hopefully he'll be looking to get 1 done this lap. You know, doing a joker back-to-back, I feel like that's just too much time loss here. That would definitely cost them at least a position, I feel like. So looking at the 3rd spot right now, he needs to get those done quick. He needs to execute his strategy.
Yep, as he takes his first joker here. Seeing if he's going to jump out in front of Matty Grove. He might not, or he might come out right door-to-door with him here.
Side by side coming out of the joker. Actually, DeFino a little slow on the exit. Grove pulls out ahead into the 3rd slot. Battle for the lead still raging on. Josh Mertz starting to drop back a little bit on Bryan Sawyer.
As Bryan hasn't taken his second joker here, so we'll see if this is a strategy move or what's going on.
A little bit of a sitting duck for sure. If Josh Mertz just keeps his pace up like he has been. Let's see who has the fastest lap so far. I'm looking at a 58.2 for Bryan Sawyer. So Bryan Sawyer is running a little bit faster than Josh Mertz. Cars further back are running almost minute lap times. So these two out ahead are definitely, you know, cut above for sure.
As DeFino takes his second joker here, runs really wide though. Almost backs it into the wall. Gets passed by his teammate, it looks like, and possibly him and Boyles are going to be battling down into turn 1.
DeFino is definitely taking on some damage though from that hit there. You can see the rear right is just all messed up. It's getting all out of whack there. So that might not bode well for him in these next, 4 or so laps.
Ooh.
Almost a little bit of contact there with the wall. We've got a nice little 4-car back here. Carrito, Boyles, DeFino, and it looks like Wickens behind them. A little bit of a shame for Wickens getting a little bit of damage at the start there. He's way back in 7th right now. He had been having some good heats before now. Coming up into the uphill left-hander. Carrito leading the pack. Boyles gets the move done on DeFino. I believe that was an overtake. It looks like they almost traded positions. Looks like Bryan Sawyer just took his last joker now. Mertz is still behind somehow.
Actually, I don't think he did.
It looked like he was coming out on the dirt there. It was a bit of an interesting angle.
No, I think he just went down to take the block. Oh, they're battling.
Interesting. So apologies for that from my camera angle. It looked like he had taken the joker, but I mean, they still got a really tight battle here for the lead. I'm sure Josh Mertz is looking to come away with another win tonight after getting round 1. Into the uphill left-hander now. Bit wide for both the drivers.
Josh got a better run down there.
Looking further back on the field with this 3-car battle almost for the 4th position. Carrito is actually starting to pull out a little bit ahead on Ed Boyles. Wickens has dropped back a fair bit too. Gap's just opening up now. Carrito's going to take his joker along with Ed Boyles. DeFino looks like he's trying to pull out ahead here. They might come out alongside. DeFino just has the better run. He's going to take that 4th position. gap's starting to open up a little bit between those 4 cars we were watching. Defino, despite having some visual damage, seems to be doing pretty well. That car's holding up better than I expected. Corrido, a little bit of a mistake on the entry, it looked like, but it set him up for a decent line. Manages to hold off Boyles for a little bit longer. Looks like just 2 laps to go now. Wickens has closed the gap once again. He was looking pretty far back not too long ago. Let's see if any of these drivers shake up a little bit here. Into the uphill left-hander. Someone was a little bit slow. Defino out in front. An interesting line. Wickens closing the gap on Boyles. Once again, I mean, it's just crazy. A 4-way car battle here. Defino runs very wide. Corrido looking up the inside. He's definitely got that better line. He's got more speed. Defino is holding on still, though. Looking here in the first corner. Corrido holding on. Looking here. We're going to look back to the lead battle now. Bryan Sawyer had set his fastest lap. That lap with a 58.147. That's a 10th faster than he had done. Final lap now.
As he's going to have to take his joker here, so I don't think Josh is going to get him here, unfortunately.
No, it's just too much of a gap between them. Coming up to 1 second now. Unless Bryan makes a mistake through his joker, I would say we're looking at a, podium finish for him here.
As Josh goes around the outside.
Oh, looks like Josh is actually going to come out ahead. Bryan Sawyer might have made a mistake over a couple of the bumps there. Josh Mertz coming up to the finish line now is going to take his second victory. Bryan Sawyer in second. And tentative Matty Grove in third, running on our top 10. Gerald Defino in 4. Dan Curto 5. Those cars are still racing, though. Wesley Lickens in 6. Ed Boyles Jr. Oh, actually, Ed Boyles just took the 6th place. I'm not sure if that was before or after the checkered. Looks like it was after. Kaplinger in 8. Dubois in 9th. And Robbie Curley with a DNF. Well, there you have it again, our feature race winner, waiting for confirmation of the results now. Let's take a look at driver points and team points. Once again, Josh Mertz in first, Bryan Sawyer second, and Matty Grove in third. I mean, I'm not sure. We'll have to take a look back, possibly after stream, see what happened to Bryan Sawyer in that joker there, but he just lost so much time. Josh was able to take it back for another win here. That's just good for his team, good for him in the points, as he does a little celebratory spin. I know we don't see it right now. Doing a little cheater burnout, too, at the end there, putting his nose up against the wall. Waiting for our points now. While we wait for that, I'll give some tentative points from last round. As I said, Josh Mertz was in the lead with 25 points on the feature. Actually, looks like he had a total of 28 because he had won a heat, so he got 3 bonus points there. Josh Clogg, who was not here tonight, at 20 points with a bonus 3 for another heat win as well, and Bryan Sawyer in third. So we're going to definitely see some shaking up here. It looks like the top 5 aren't going to change too much, but Josh Mertz holding strong onto the lead there, winning his heat as well. So he's going to get a decent little bonus there, 3 points again, as well as winning the feature, 25 points there. Taking a look at the points now, Josh Mertz bumps up to 56 points. This is definitely messed up. JC Simsport at 71 points. We'll revisit that later. A couple of programming notes here. Actually, let's bring in Josh for an interview real quick. Looks like he's actually, let's bring in our top 3. Let's start off with Matty Grove here, as I cannot get him up here.
I got it.
I'll let you have him, Cody.
Sounds good. Hey there, Matt. You got us?
What's up, Mr. Erdmann?
Yeah. Another P3 for you. Once or twice in 6 days I get to speak with you?
Yeah,
I mean,
dude, I'm going to be honest with you, brother. I hope I talk to you again tomorrow night in Contenders and keep this train rolling tonight. My God, this lights class is just as bad.
Well, Well, little hint to you, we're gonna be banging fenders tomorrow night in contenders, actually.
Oh Lord.
But so talk to me about your race. You P3, nice, good, clean run there for you. Kind of not too much
Yeah,
going on, but once you
it
got through the start,
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, as bad as this is gonna sound, that may have been my most exciting yet boring NASA race ever. Um, I mean, all night tonight, I just put the car in really good positioning. My heat race, racing with Wesley Wickens, my God, that was so much fun. Having clean racing and the back and forth. And then, yeah, just basically getting a great start, keeping the car clean. Chasing Bryan and Josh, actually still being able to see them a little bit in turning my head in the VR. I was pushing even at the end of that. This field's just amazing. Just amazing. Definitely looking forward to seeing you tomorrow night. Just real quick, want to thank my teammates, Slapex Racing, all the boys, Jake, Cody, Eric. The car looks awesome, by the way, Eric. Thank you again. Big shout out to my wife and kids, always putting up with me practicing in the sim rig. The Lord above for waking me up this morning, letting me get to enjoy this, and just everybody involved, the broadcast crew, the admin crew. A lot's going on around the place. So invite your friends, bring your buddies, bring your ladies, bring everybody. Get in here, pack our Discord, www.nasasimracing.com. Get in here and get in on the action instead of sitting on the couch watching it.
absolutely. Kind of last question for you. What do you think it's going to take to beat Josh? He's been super dominant these last, well, even 2 seasons. Now
Man,
he's starting off 2 for 2.
This doesn't sound good on my end, okay? This is going to sound like a complete lack of confidence, but it's the complete opposite. I'm just being honest. If Bryan doesn't have anything for him, you're asking the wrong guy what it's going to take to beat Josh Schmertz out here in this Lites car. He's just so, like, he's so spot on with that thing. Even if you try to take his line and move him away, he's still just so consistent, and the thing makes him super hard. But that's what I love about NASA. The competition's so high and stiff that it doesn't do anything but excel you as a driver. So at some point here, I'm planning on trying to be able to bring the heat to him. But like you said, man, it's gonna take something. I just don't know what it is.
Absolutely. We love to see your progression. I think you've been, I would almost want to say, the most improved over the last year and a half. So congratulations on stepping on the podium again tonight, and hopefully
Thanks.
they'll see you tomorrow night.
Thanks, brother. I hope I get on there, but knowing that you're adding to the mixing contenders, that series is just, it's so stacked already that it's not going to take much to make that even harder to get into. So good luck to you as well tomorrow night. Thanks again for jumping in the booth and helping us out with the commentating as well, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you. And we'll see you tomorrow night here in Brands Hatch.
That sounds good, brother. Take care.
Congrats again.
Thank you.
Alrighty, let's hear now from Bryan Sawyer. Bryan, you're in the box. Walk me through what were you thinking here?
Well, I had a feeling that I'd start on the outside of Josh there, hold him down really tight, and then about halfway down the front stretch, I go, that's how I don't finish races. So I kind of let up a little bit, surrendered the spot, and then from there it was just chasing. Got a little wheel damage and was driving with my wheel sideways for most of it.
Oh.
Thought I could get him back at the end, and I started driving less than optimal lines on purpose to see if I could slow him up enough to get the delta I needed for that last lap Joker.
So yeah, walk me through that last lap. What happened? Did you make a mistake in the Joker? Or do you think the damage really gave up the position there?
Yeah, the damage really gave up the position. I didn't have the delta. I grew it from like 0.5 at some point to about 1.2, but I knew I needed like a full solid 2 seconds to even have a shot at it.
Yeah, I know you really love this track. I mean, how did it feel out there tonight? Did everything feel, I know that uphill left seems to be challenging for most of the drivers out here. So, like, what were your thoughts here?
I'm okay with the uphill left. It's the turn one I'm really not a fan of, with that the hard K barrier there that just destroys a car. I don't think that should be there. That's a safety hazard.
Alrighty, well, Cody, you got anything for him?
No, just, well, Actually, yeah. Now that I think about it, how are you gonna beat Josh? Because Matt says he's got nothing. Do you have anything for him? Somebody needs to beat this man.
I can beat him if he opens the sets, but it's just a matter of pretty much just not hitting the small things because he's very fast. So just hitting everything perfectly, not doing the small mistakes like clipping the wall there and optimizing the Joker strategy.
Absolutely. Who'd you like to thank to get you on P2 of the box?
I got to thank my mom, my wife, Team Watson Racing, James Watson, TWR. Go get your setups. I got to congratulate my teammate Eric Kaplinger, who was struggling to drop some 1 minutes and then just blitzed out of the gates with a bunch of 58s tonight. So that's super awesome to see. That's it.
Absolutely. We'll see you next week.
All right. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty. Now we have him, the man of the night. Let's bring in Josh Mertz. Josh, another win for you. That's 2 in a row if you don't count the tests. I mean, how you feeling after tonight?
I don't know. It sounds really silly, but I feel more confident after tonight. But every race I go in not expecting to win, so that's why I just show up and I gauge it in the moment. The momentum's cool, but we don't want to get our hopes up.
Little humble brag there. We've been asking this question to every driver. How do you plan to beat Josh Mertz?
How do I beat myself? Almost
how
turn
do
one.
you plan to beat yourself? Yeah.
Almost turn one. I knew that Bryan was going to be tricky down into the corner. I tried to hold my line. I think I washed out a pinch, and the next thing I know, I have to rip the handbrake and full throttle to keep this car straight. And I needed new pants after that one because I was like, oh, the race is over. Great. 2 seasons in a row in Brands Hatch that something happens. But no, recovered well. And it was funny. We were talking in the media pen before this, and he's like, yeah, I was holding you up. And before he could even finish that sentence, I was like, I already knew what you were doing. you have a Joker left. I know what you're doing. So it's a good time racing Bryan. So excited.
Walk us through briefly that last lap. I know Bryan went into the Joker there and either had damage or made a mistake or something. I mean, were you expecting to walk away with it in the final corner like that, or do you think he had you?
Delta, I mean, if I look at my lap times, the Delta is like 3 seconds, maybe longer. So I mean, if you're on him like I was, it's an easy win. I mean, I think I had like a 1.5 seconds. I think you said might have going into that final lap. So Delta's like 3 to 4 seconds. If you're under that, it's your position. So I wasn't concerned about that.
Awesome. That's all I got. You got anything for him, Cody?
What's up with you in the starts lately? Like this, you've been struggling a little bit. Is there something we got to work on here?
I don't know. Well, the car at least shifted into the car shifted into gear this time.
Well, that's a plus.
I'm gonna give a props to Devin, man. He had a great start in that heat race, and I honestly thought, I was like, oh, this is interesting. We're not gonna be starting from the front row. Shame to see what happened to him. I think he crashed and then he got stuck behind Ollie there in the semifinal. But he had a good start, and then I've never been great even back in the day on starts. I just hope that I can be side by side going into turn one if I'm racing for the lead. So yeah, I could say that I could practice it, but with the way the lights are, like the starting lights in this sim, they vary. So it's just pay attention and hopefully the car goes.
Absolutely. So who'd like to thank to get you back-to-back wins to start off the season?
Well, I want to first and foremost thank my wonderful wife, Chloe, because I forgot to do that last week and I felt absolutely terrible the entire week. I want to shout out my mother-in-law, Angie, if she's still watching as well. So I thank you for the support. Cheryl from Athens Grill, Frank from Frank's Vape Escape, and Phil from Blades and Fades, all helping me out and hopefully watching. I sent him the link beforehand. So feeling good. I try not to talk about my accomplishments too much, but now I guess I'm in the running to break the 11-year long record of not winning the first 3 races of the season, which means I probably won't win next week. So we'll see, I guess.
Well, congratulations on getting back-to-back, and we'll see if you can break some history next week, because tomorrow night we're going to see you in the booth. So
that'd be a
get to
fun
relax and talk about our favorite thing is NASA Rallycross. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Yep, congratulations again.
Thank you, sir.
Alrighty, a couple programming notes before we close out here for tonight. Next week, we will be here back again with the lights. Actually, that's Contender, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing here. Next week will be round 3 for the lights in Hell. Tomorrow, we have the Rallycross Challenge. Same here, same spot. Contenders at 8 p.m. and Supercars at 9 p.m. here at Brands Hatch. And then coming in, I believe, next week, that is, on the 19th, Thursday, October 19th, we have the Woven by Toyota NASA Sports Kart Challenge, round 8 at Sonoma. A couple sponsor plugs before we close out as well. Our coverage tonight was brought to you by NordVPN. For up to 63% off a 2-year plan, visit nordvpn.com. Our track cameras for the entire season are provided by trackcams22.com. And finally, our intro music was produced by our very own Alex Abetti. If you liked what you saw, be sure to like and subscribe. Follow the Automotive Sports Network for all of our coverage. And if you'd like to race, all of the info is at nasasimracing.com. The checkered flag falls on the evening. From all of us at the Automotive Sports Network, from Josh Mertz, Philip Kraus, Victor Vallee, Justin Robichaud, Jess Rakowski, Bryan Sawyer, Chad Irvine, and Cody Erdmann, I am Jared Lott. We hope you enjoyed today's coverage of NASA Rallycross Lites from Brands Hatch. Be sure to come back here tomorrow, like I said, for Supercars and Contenders at the very same track. But until then, good night, everybody.